So, I'd like to begin the show, and the first presentation is Steve Bittinger. Assume he's on here. I didn't see him in the pre-show, but there he is. I hear his laugh.
Where
There they are, the A team.
are we tuned in?
We're tuned in, and thank you again for you too, Steve, even Stever.
Steve.
And I'll just turn it over to you guys. You do a wonderful job, and thank you for participating.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the West Virginia Workshop. And first off, I want to tell you, I hate to disappoint you, but Tom posted tonight's program as featuring the Christian Ladies Social Club car. However, it's not here tonight. It's going to have some modifications to be acceptable for broadcast. So instead of that, you get Steve Sherrill. He's filling in that respect. So Steve and I are co-hosting tonight. On here, we got Andy up behind the camera, taking care of everything that we need to do. So tonight's show is going to be a truly G-scale night. Sometimes I do things about building structures and all sorts of things, but tonight's going to be specifically one thing that outdoor G-scale people have is when the seasons change, it's time to go down and do some stuff on your outdoor railroad. Fall comes and winter is right behind it. So you need to get out in the fall, prep some stuff up for what's going to come this winter. So Steve and I are going to kind of run through some of the different things that indoor layout also. So I appreciate the differences. Indoor, you just turn the lights out and go to bed. It's much simpler. So the first thing we're going to talk to you a little bit about is your plants. Typically, on most G-scale outdoor layouts, you've got a mixture of plants. You have ground covers, you have upright trees, and those trees are going to be everything from conifers with needles to regular what we call herbaceous woody trees with lots of big leaves. You also get all the leaves that Mother Nature blows in from who knows where. Your neighbors, you name it, they all come to visit your railroad about fall. We've had some extremely windy weather for the last week or so, so I put off getting out there and doing anything. It's hopeless until the weather calms down. So having said that, first thing off, fall. You got to feed your plants in the fall for next spring. Next spring, you can do it, but the best feeding time is in the fall. So I'll show you a couple of products. First of all, and this applies to not just the garden railroad, outdoor G-scale layouts, but anybody. I call this fern juice. It's called fern fertilizer. I bought this one through Tractor Supply Company. It's pretty reasonable. This is a concentrate you mix in water. It's for acid-loving plants and moss, ferns, small ground covers, evergreens love this stuff. It's one of the best products out there. It's not expensive, but it does a great job on the layout. Second item, for all the other plants, this is what I use, this one right here. If I shake it, you can hear what we have. Inside here, you gotta put your hands out there a minute. Balanced. There you go. He's got it there in his hands. What we have are these little pellets, and these are slow release pellets. This is like a 10-10-10 fertilizer. This one's made by Miracle Grow. You don't put this stuff on real heavy. You can just walk around, lightly sprinkling it, because these things are going to dissolve and they're going to spread out over all your vegetation. It's an easy way to do it. It's a long performance. Next spring, don't have to do anything. You're already done because you've done this in the fall.
Don't get confused. These are not the goat pellets. Okay?
That's right. Goats didn't have anything to do with producing that type of stuff. So it's always at your house. You know how you plant shrubbery at your house, and these little tiny plants, and you nurse them along, hoping they grow, and you feed them. And then like 3 years later, they're overwhelming your house, and you wonder, why did I plant all these things that I got to trim back now? That's exactly how it is on the railroad. So what do you trim with? What kind of tools are we going to use? Good set of good strong jaw clippers. These especially for bushes that are woody bushes. In other words, they grow up, they have a ball shape around them. When you trim those plants, I give them the haircut on top and on the sides because they will grow in over your right of way to the point where they're rubbing on the cars and equipment. You trim it back. If you've ever looked at a railroad right of way, you'll notice lots of vegetation along railroad right of ways. You see it everywhere. So the ideal shape you're looking for is where the vegetation is up and creates a canopy over your railroad. Not to the point where you don't see your trains, but I like it where some of the vegetation is between me and the tracks, and some of it is behind the tracks. It's much more effective than just having the track presented in front of you. It doesn't give any depth to your operation. So this type of shear does the trick on those. Alberta spruce is one of the most common plants used by G-scale guys. These are compact little guys. You can get them in two versions. You can get dwarf Alberta spruce and dwarf Alberta spruce. A typical Alberta spruce, when you get them, buy the ones that are 10 to 12 inches tall in the little pots. In a year's time or two, they're going to be like 24 inches tall, and you're going to be trimming those. Dwarfs, they'll be about 3 to 4 inches tall. They will never get more than 6 inches in their lifetime. They'll stay quite small. So it's kind of interesting if you plant the bigger ones and the little dwarfs, it looks like these are the seedlings that grew along naturally next to your railroad. So how do you trim the Albertas? Well, if you do this, you're going to be out there forever. The best way now is something like one of these. This is Ryobi's, what do you call it, the hedge trimmer type deal. All right, battery powered. You want a kind of cone shape to those trees. So you start at the bottoms. I start first with these. I take enough branches from the bottoms that you see the trunk for about the first 3 to 4 inches. Then you start, shave them up, just go right around them to get to a point in the top. They'll look a little, I don't know, too well groomed if you leave them like that. You want to come back later, either with your shears, or actually sometimes I'll just cut into the tree, into the branches quickly and back, left, right, left, right. That'll make open spots, make the limbs look storied or layered, much more natural than if everything is just one tight cone. We're not trying to create topiaries. We're trying to make them look like real miniature small trees. Next thing along, cleaning the layout of leaves, debris, and twigs. How do we get rid of all this stuff? So let me show you an example of all the stuff that gets on your layout. This is the worst one of all. If Andy has that on there, we can see it. I'll take his judgment for it that we do. Long needle pine. Shop vacs are hopeless with this type of thing. It'll get in the pipes on your shop vacs and it'll just jam up in a ball, and then you'll find yourself trying to clean out the pipe, spending more time doing that than cleaning up pine needles. The next typical type of vegetation, this is typical small leaves. This is from a redbud tree, which happens to be close by my railroad. We get maple from our neighbors. You get all types of various trees in the fall. These are very light. These are feathery. Easy to deal with those, except when they get wet. When they get wet, like these guys, and they're wet. I picked those up outside because we had rain last night. This is hopeless to try to clean up. You'll get nowhere unless you're going to personally just go around and pick every one of them up. The blower isn't going to do the trick on something like this. It's just not going to work. Best bet, how do you use the blower on the layout? And I'll say 29 years of experience. I learned to master how to use the blower. So I'll show you one. Steve will tell you about. He's got a small blower he bought recently. What's the details on your small blower?
I got a turbo blower. It's a pretty new product, and it's very powerful. I got mine from Walmart, and it was $39. It comes with 2 batteries, a couple attachments that go on the end. It comes with earplugs because they are kind of loud. Decibels are kind of high. Very effective piece of equipment. I also take it with me to the golf course to blow the greens off and get the leaves off when I'm trying to putt. So that's a practical purpose.
So, for example, on my layout, which the cross section is about 16 to 20 feet across from side to side, I have to get up in the middle. I go up in the middle. Here's my blower that I use, this guy. I get up in the middle of the layout. I'm going to take and blow everything that direction I can. I'm going to turn around and blow everything that direction, working from the center to the right and to the left. Just keep working it out in a radius, getting it away from the railroad. If you're trying to blow from here lengthwise, you have a section of track, right? Going down the track like that isn't really going to work all that good. You end up with a pile at the end and nowhere to go with it, especially radiuses and curves, track's not straight. So you're better off doing that. These things are pretty, this is Ego's model. And I'll show you the difference here one time.
Wow,
That worked good.
that really works.
I didn't get his hat off though, sorry.
Hey,
But look at that. We got everything clean in what, 2 seconds?
Yep.
So a good, powerful blower, no substitute. There's no electric cord to drag around, no hose to hit, knock your buildings over, break up your detail stuff. And as long as you don't step on stuff, you're in good shape.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Next thing up, treating structures for pests. I'm not talking about the neighbors. So here we go. This is a handcar shed, typical open structure. This says, it has a welcome sign, hangs out front. I think it says, come on, all you bees and wasps and spiders, move in here. This is the place you're going to live this year. And literally, that's what you have. So lots of times they'll get in there, you don't even know they're there until one day you unfortunately come too close and here they come flying out after you. I have learned to take something like this, which is typical Raid or Spectracide products. And what you want to do is get in here and soak the sidewalls in here really good with this product. You want to spray under the eaves because they like to build their little nest up under there. Also, if you spray up under the eaves, the rain does not take that away. It's protected by the overhang on the roof. Spraying around the bottoms doesn't do near as good. For example, we have a window on the front and sides. Yes, I saturate around those. I see that the wasp will fly up. They sense that spray on them. You'll see them back away and hover. They'll try a couple of times and then they'll just leave that alone and go somewhere else. So this is a good product to use. And you use it actually in the fall. I'll put it on there now and let it coat and stay on there by springtime. I've already got my barrier, the fresh crop of insects that show up. I swear the one generation tells the next generation where they lived last year, and they all come back to join you on your layout. You also have vegetation control. So let me get the track back one more time, Steve.
Okay.
And I'll give this thing here to Steve. And we came up with this thing. He'll show you what you're going to do with that. This is the regular funnel.
Regular funnel end cutoff.
Yeah. So that's what we want. So if he aims that down at the track, he can get really close and just go right along. Right. He's not going to be spraying this stuff all over the place. This is an excellent product, RM18, Tractor Supply. This is about $37 for this container of concentrate. This will last me 2 years because you're mixing it with water and it does an excellent job. It'll do, I don't know, 2 treatments a year and you won't have any weeds or vegetation. Typical stuff I have trouble with is dandelions. They are really persistent. You'll get some moss forming in your track. Some people like the look of that, which is fine. You know, that's up to you. We're battery powered, so it's not a problem with our wiring and things like that. If you're track powered, just about any vegetation is going to be a problem for you. So this you mix, use a sprayer. If you have a small battery pack sprayer, you can, but the longer nozzle type sprayers, they'll drift in the wind as you're going. This little cone, and you're getting right down on the subject, much easier and you won't get carried away with too much of this at one time. And our next subject up is varmints on the railroad. Varmints on, we have plenty of varmints, big ones down to little ones. So for the big guys, and I had a big guy this year I had to deal with. This is typical cage for catching the big guys, right? So who's going to be on the railroad? See,
Groundhogs,
skunks,
squirrels,
squirrels, possums,
raccoons.
raccoons, the neighbor's cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Neighbor's dog.
neighbor's dog, maybe even. All these creatures that are going to come mess with your layout. For these, I've found the best bait is almost all of these guys love peaches for some reason. And they, right?
Apples, up with apples.
Apples and
Mine.
peaches will lure them in. You catch them. My wife insists I don't kill these creatures. I haul them about 3 miles away and turn them loose. A friend of ours told me, how do I know that they don't come back? I said, oh, older lady showed me one time. So I caught 27 squirrels 2 years ago. I have this white spray paint. I spray paint their tails white and let them loose. Then if I see any squirrels in the yard, I know I didn't take them far enough away because I shouldn't have any more white-tailed squirrels running around my railroad. So this is what we're using for that. Is the
That cage costs about $30 maybe.
30 to 40 bucks for the Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty durable. Oh, pretty durable. That we just caught one. All right, then we get down to the little creatures, the little guys, and Steve's going to show you what we have here. This is my Tractor Supply $1.99 mouse traps.
Yeah.
He's loading it up here right now.
I think.
He's trying. And the interesting part about these is you get 2 in a pack of these little guys. So they're almost freebies. You gonna put your peanut butter on first or no?
Well,
Go ahead, go ahead.
you take your peanut butter, obviously, and put the peanut butter on the little trap mechanism here, the other part, and they just can't resist it. You do this before you set the trap.
Yeah, that's right.
I also use a cheese. So I'm being very careful because, okay, it doesn't take very much. These guys are hungry,
That's right.
you know, and they're out and they catch a whiff of this stuff and they just go nuts. They got to have it.
Right where my railroad goes from outdoors to indoors, I have a trap before the tunnel face and the door, and I have one on the inside because last year they chewed a hole through the tunnel door. I think I caught more inside than I did outside. Just catch them as they come in. So I'm gonna pick this up carefully.
Mhm.
Here's what's handy about these in G-scale. They will fit like that, perfect, right between your rails, so they don't move around. Otherwise, these things will end up flipping over in the wind or something. They go off. You walk out there, and boom, there they lay. But right in here, if you have to do anything, you sand just a tiny bit on one side of this thing, she'll drop right back down in there for you. So you're all set. Anything you got to do is, I'd say you check them like every 3 to 4 days, go out and see what's happening.
Now you can,
See what you caught.
you can paint them like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and looky here. That he already smelled it. Look.
Here we come.
Here comes the mouse. He's already smelled the peanut butter. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
We
got him.
He's out.
Got him.
He's out. So there you go. Satisfaction guaranteed on our railroad. But this is all the stuff you deal with in outdoor railroading. So any questions? We'll be glad to answer about any of these subjects.
Is your railroad shut down now with the inclement weather, or are you still running it?
You know what? Last week we had some incredibly warm days, so like 2 days in a row. It's really tempting to go out there and run. I had already put the insulation plugs in the tunnels and put the doors down. I thought, nah, I'd like to run, but I'm not going to go out there and open everything up, and then I got to put it all back away again. So I'm just operating on the indoors right now.
Indoor model railroaders right
Yeah.
now. Yes.
This is
go ahead.
scratch building begins winter.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my next question. Which projects do you envision this winter?
Today I was on the phone with Charles Rowe, ordered a whole bunch of parts, detail parts for an S6 I'm building. Then I have a GP30 that I've been working on since last April, and it's just about done. So 2 locomotives and 1 more structure that's going to be added to some of the new bench work area. Oh, I'll show you a project. Since you didn't get to see the Christian ladies' car, we'll show you this.
Project. Oh my God. Project. Oh,
So we're doing a remodel on a 100-year-old house at the moment. I'm using this pink foam in the exterior walls for insulation. So I have a whole bunch of scraps lately, pink foam, and this is a 1.5-inch foam and some rips on the back side. The reason I have these rips on the back side is I'm going to plant sedum trees behind this. So here you go. Here's what the other side looks like. All right, and my sedum is going to be standing up along this wall behind it. I've only got 2 inches to work in from the behind the track to the wall of the house in the rail yard. So there's my 2 inches, and as soon as the sedums are clipped, I brought the plants in today, let them dry. Steve's been out getting sedum.
yeah. We may not see them run.
Yeah, we have. Sedums have been a little hard to come by this year, so I don't know what happened. But I just used leftover stains and some paint that I didn't buy anything for this. This is leftover foam and leftover stain. And I just used a dull pencil and made the stain.
Looks pretty good, Steve.
Looks really nice, really good.
Looks pretty good.
There you go. Look
Wow.
good, look good on Tom Farrell's railroad.
Yeah, be a big wall.
Oh, some GN15 work
Yeah, yeah,
for indoor T-scale.
yeah, yeah. That's it for tonight. That's it for anything worth out.
Well, we'll see you in a few weeks, and hopefully
Okay.
for the holidays, we'll squeeze in one more show.
Yep. I think we'll see you next month, I believe, like second weekend or something like that.
Terrific.
Maybe we'll have snow. I'll take some snow pictures of the trains in the snow.
Clean it off the track.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve and Steve, for this issue of Gardening with Steve and Steve. Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you again.